And the final company of the day, Work4 Labs out of San Francisco and Paris. We have Stéphane Laviette and Matthew Brown. Come on out, you're the last contestants.
Hello, everyone. So we are here. I know it's been a long day, so hopefully we don't bore you too much. We're here to talk about recruiting, so not the most exciting, but we'll try to make it as attractive as possible. So I'm the CEO and founder of Work4 Labs. We developed the #1 Facebook recruiting application. Just a couple of words on the recruiting market to begin with. The recruiting market has been a market that has been pretty stable over the past 10 years. Not much disruption really on the market. And when a company wants to post jobs, basically, it sends a job to job boards for a fee, and then candidates just apply, and that's it. Pretty simple, pretty static, and again, not much disruption over the past 10 years. Now, if we look at Facebook and why we believe it's a big opportunity for both recruiters and candidates, for us, the 500 million Facebook users are really candidates. The 10 million plus Facebook pages are really recruiters. And if you look at the number of average friends for a given user, those are really potential referrals, which make it basically the #1 social recruiting network in our view. And schematically, looking at Facebook, through a chart like this, basically, companies are connected to 500 million users potentially, with users themselves being connected to their friends and able to leverage the power of referrals, which account for 30% of total hires if you look at it on a global basis. So now about the app itself. The app, which we'll demo in a second, was launched about 6 months ago. We have over 4,500 companies using it, with large clients that you can see on here that we're very, very proud of. And we have a business model that's basically subscription-based. So now onto the demo. So the app actually is something that you can install basically 5 minutes. You can install it for free. There's a 30-day trial. Anyone here can try it out. Here we're on the American Apparel page. You can see there's a tab which is called Work for Us up top that has basically all the jobs from American Apparel. It's an automatic import of all their jobs. The candidate can search for jobs with search functionalities up top, as well as go into a given job by just clicking on the title. If you go on the title, the candidate can actually apply without ever leaving Facebook. This is absolutely key because if you want to keep the candidate and you don't want to redirect it too soon. So he can apply there, just upload his resume, and that's pretty much it. A couple of social features, obviously. The ability to share a job, either post it on your wall or forward it to a friend. And then the ability to recommend a job. So actually post it to your newsfeed. So that's on the candidate side. On the recruiter side, the recruiter has a full backend that allows them to have analytics around their job. So here you have the list of jobs posted by a recruiter, the status of the job, and some, again, numbers on the number of views, number of applicants, number of likes. The feature we're launching today at LeWeb is the integration with the Facebook Ads API, which we believe is extremely powerful. If you click on a job, the Advertise Your Job button, you're essentially going to automatically create a Facebook Ads campaign on the right-hand side. So automatically generated is an ad that will essentially generate the title, the job description, as well as the targeting. And the targeting is basically using all the information of traditional Facebook ad system, essentially the interests, the location of the user, and so on and so forth. So sorry about that. We can go back to the go back to the presentation. So basically, we'll try that out again during the question phase. Hopefully, it works a bit better. But just going back to the company itself, on the business model, as I said, we're on the subscription-based. Price range from $9 a month to $7.99 a month. This is based on the number of jobs the company wants to be able to post and the features that they want to be able to activate. We also make a spread on the Facebook ads that are created through our platform. Again, for automating and reporting around the ads functionality. In terms of our vision, we have 5,000 companies. Currently, we want to get to 50,000 by the end of 2011. We want to keep building out new features on the candidate side, and we want to keep expanding the company globally. It was company global from day one. We want to continue doing that. We've achieved all those numbers with no sales team in 2010. We're on a $1 million revenue run rate to date, and we've been bootstrapped. Objective is to increase that significantly in 2011 and build out the sales team, which we're in the process of doing. And then a quick word on the team. The two founders have experience in the, including myself, have already built a business in the HR space, which is the leading job posting software in France. And we're helped by our talented CTO and Matt, who's here today with me.
Great. So would you mind sort of addressing LinkedIn and how you view kind of the LinkedIn world and where you fit into that?
Sure. I mean, I think, you know, to be honest, LinkedIn is a true disruption in the recruiting market. I was saying there's not much disruption. It has been a real disruption. However, the way it's used currently by companies, it's still more of a, you know, sort of candidate database tool. It's not a communications tool. It's not an alternative to job boards, really. It's really for high-level positions rather than sort of, you know, younger, more massive type recruitment initiatives. Facebook is a very good complement to that, just because A, people actually go back to the site as opposed to LinkedIn. Two, you actually get the full spectrum of users, which is not the case on LinkedIn, where, you know, when you're young, you don't have a LinkedIn profile, you basically have no information to put on there. So, yeah. So I think we see it as just a more massive recruitment tool as opposed to something that, you know, recruiters will use to just pinpoint candidates here and there.
So just so I understand, Ed, maybe speaking to your point 3 on your vision of global domination. So if I'm a company and I put this on my Facebook page, I don't care that you have 50,000 other customers or 2 other customers. I just want a good solution for people to apply for jobs. So what are the barriers to entry, or sort of how are you competitive versus anyone else that might want to provide this solution?
So it's a very good question. I think, you know, the way, first of all, if you look at the range of companies that are actually using the tool today, it ranges from companies that have 5 people and just have 1 job to advertise, to multinational companies like Accenture that have rolled out the application on their 20 different country pages. And actually, the usage is very different, obviously, from one end of the spectrum to the other. For the small companies, it's actually, they use it as their main career website. Their Facebook page becomes sort of, you know, a duplicate of their corporate website, but they're actually, you know, using the app as their main sort of career destination. And also, it's great because jobs, you know, you don't even have to be a Facebook user to view and apply to jobs. So that's great. So for them, it's, you know, they'll do all the marketing. They'll have, you know, the people that work at the company promote jobs to their friends and so on. On the other end of the spectrum, obviously, it's more of a communications tool to begin with. I think we're starting to see very encouraging results in terms of applications for companies like Accenture, L'Oreal, PwC. I mean, just last night, L'Oreal posted, you know, created a Facebook ads campaign like, you know, the beautiful system that worked perfectly well earlier. And, you know, they posted it at 9 p.m. yesterday. They already had 20 qualified applicants, actual resumes this morning from their target schools. Because the power, I mean, just the amount of traffic that you can generate in a short amount of time and the measurability of it is tremendous.
But the traffic comes from eyeballs that I've brought to the page because it's my Facebook page.
Right.
So again, I want to understand how does the business go beyond being a tool? I'm sure you guys have thought about this.
Well, so that's, I mean, one of the key features of the app is definitely to sort of convert some of your existing page traffic into applicants, for sure. I think the second thing is to say, okay, among the people that will view jobs on my page will be employees, employees that will have an interest in promoting jobs and liking jobs just because, you know, they want to hire for the division, for instance. So using that as also a propagation tool is number 2. Number 3 is actually leveraging the ad system and saying, okay, now I have all my list of jobs on Facebook, and I want to create sort of pretty massive ad campaigns targeting particular demographics or particular individuals that will, again, that will be redirected to my Facebook page and the Work4 tab in turn.
So the wonderful thing about Facebook is that there's value in the networks and the relationships that are formed there. And the great thing about hiring is that it's increasingly about who you know. It's not about the opportunities themselves. So it seems like what you're doing, and if I'm oversimplifying it, correct me, you're taking basically a job board experience and you just bring it into the largest site on the web, which is great. But you're not tapping into any of the value that's there in who you know. And yeah, you could share jobs with friends, but there's no way to really see who knows who to get to where you want, right? So if I want to go work for Disney, and I got to think about who are the 10 people who I know that know how to help get me into Disney, and who has those jobs, and who's hiring those jobs, and who's recently been hired. So what are your plans to take advantage of the social graph?
So I mean, that's obviously something we're
I know
we're
there's
thinking
somebody
about.
already doing that already.
Yeah,
I've seen them. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, and I think there are some candidate-side applications out there that do sort of that. The branch outs, the jives, and so on. The features we're currently developing are along 3 axes. They're focused solely on the candidate side. One is to allow, exactly like you're saying, for any company, allow the candidate who's on the job board within Facebook to see if he has people in his network or in his network's network that work at the company, exactly for the reason you mentioned. Second thing is actually allowing the user to have a more personalized experience within Facebook. So actually see a filtered view of jobs based on his profile, both Facebook and LinkedIn. And 3 is actually facilitating referrals and saying, okay, I'm a candidate, I'm on this job. Okay, let the system analyze for me who in my network might be relevant for the job, as opposed to me having to think about it. So again, utilizing the social graph for finding information about the company through people I know. 2, optimizing the experience for myself, just having the most relevant job up first. And 3, referrals, just making that much easier and facilitated process. So I think, to say it differently, I think what we're doing is the first step. And I think it's, again, the results just from pure organic growth are extremely encouraging. The second step is obviously on the tech side, sort of, keep rolling out new features that will enhance the experience.
Last question. What do you do when in 2 years Facebook dies and nobody's using Facebook anymore?
Sorry, say that again?
What will you do when in 2 years from now Facebook will die and nobody will be using Facebook anymore?
Hopefully there's another Facebook and we'll create, this other Facebook app, essentially. Hopefully.
You heard it here first. A prediction. 2 years, 550 million users will no longer be using Facebook. All right, thank you very much. Andrew, Steve, Nicolas, thank you so much for helping us out. Has anyone in this audience been here the whole day? Has anyone... Oh, well, that's sort of a kind of, well, bless you. Thank you. It's been a long day, but it's been a great day. Lots of awesome companies. Thank you all for being here. Tomorrow we're going to be having the final competitors on the main stage. When? 3:50. So 3:50 tomorrow on the main stage. We'll have the final competitors and pick a winner of this competition. So be there. And then, is Thomas Crampton around? Is he hiding out here somewhere? Well, he was going to tell you what's going to happen on the plenary stage, but you are free to go brave the elements. Thanks. Have a great night. We'll see you all tomorrow.